Today I wanted to talk about what you are going to have to go through when you're out here approaching women and talking to women and, trying to get dates and all that stuff or trying to have sex with girls. The thing is, you're going to have to talk a lot. And I know a lot of guys, don't feel like having to go through so much talking and interacting with women, because a lot of times you go through a whole bunch of talking and doing all this other stuff and nothing really happens. Like you meet a girl on the street or something, you talk to her you're standing there for about like 3 minutes or whatever, and then she's like fronting, or you try to talk to one girl and another girl and you go up to her and then she ignores you, talk to another girl, she rejects you. So it's like, you're talking to all these girls, and on top of that, when you actually exchange numbers with a girl, she might want to text you back and forth and talk. So it's just a whole bunch of talking and all this other stuff, right? So what I want to tell you guys is a good rule of thumb when you are approaching girls and you're interacting with them. You just have to get to the point and close the deal as soon as possible. That's really it, and this is what's worked for me and what's worked for a good number of guys that I've coached and everything. And, I tell guys that when you are approaching girls and you're talking to them, you keep that shit short, anywhere between like 30 seconds to 2 minutes maximum. You understand what I'm saying? You see a girl, hey, what's up? How you doing? Listen, you're cute. Here's my card. Call me. Boom. Done. See, the thing is, you got a lot of guys think that they need to do this whole elaborate thing and engage the girl in this deep conversation and have this super connection when you first meet them and all this other stuff. And sometimes that helps. I'm not saying it doesn't, because sometimes it helps. And I also talk about, how that can help in my book, Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It helps sometimes. But the thing is that you don't always want to do that and take so much time and energy and put so much energy into when you're first meeting and approaching girls, because it's going to drain you, and it's going to be, you're going to get frustrated with all this like talking and doing all this extra shit, and then the results are not happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there are times where you approach a girl and at first she's not really like, feeling it or whatever, and then you might say something, or y'all might get into some type of conversation that makes her feel what where you're coming from, and if she starts to like you a little bit more. That does happen. You understand? But in most cases, you do not have to go all out and have all these like long ass conversations with girls and take up so much time and once you get their number, you don't have to sit there and talk to them or text them back and forth for hours and all this other stuff. You ain't got to do all of that shit. When you meet the chick, get to the point, get her information, you give her your information, boom. When y'all text each other, get to the point, look, we're going to meet here on this day, boom, that's it. All this other fluff and shit that you're going through is just going to be a lot of time wasting for you. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I tell you guys that you have to talk to a lot of women. You have to approach a lot of women. So if you're approaching so much women, you don't want to spend so much time on each individual chick that you're approaching and trying to like, do this quote unquote connection with all these chicks, because a lot of times you don't know what these chicks are about. You don't know what's their situation. So you'll be talking to a chick. Let's say you meet a girl, at a party or something, and you're just yapping and yapping. And you're trying to get it in, and she has a boyfriend. She didn't tell you she has a boyfriend, but she has a boyfriend, right? And now you're spending all this time, wasting all this time talking to her, and she's gonna talk to you, she's gonna flirt with you because she likes the attention you're giving her. But at the end of the day, she still has no desire or whatever to really fuck with you, because she has a man and she's not really feeling it like that. She's like, nah, I'm just, I like this attention that this guy's giving me, so I'm going to take it. And now you're wasting time, talking to her when you could have went to another girl, and you know what I'm saying? So keep the interactions you have with women brief, short, get to the point, close the deal. Even when you're online dating, when you're doing stuff online, you contact chicks online, get to the point. Do not sit there going back and forth, texting her messages, asking her how her day was, asking her like, oh, well, like, what do you do for a living? Like, fuck all that shit. You hit them up on the online thing. Hey, what's up? What are you doing this weekend? She hits you back. Oh, I don't have any plans. Cool, let's get together for coffee. Boom, here's my number. Text me your number. Like, you're basically getting to the points. You understand what I'm saying? Like, think of it as like, when you watch, when you're like watching a game show and they have 30 seconds on the clock and you gotta, come up with the whatever you need to do before the time runs out. Like, you have that limited amount of time. Like, think of that when you are interacting with girls. You approach and you get what you need to get popping and you get the fuck out and keep it moving. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, do not waste time with these girls, because I'm telling you from experience that these girls will waste your time if you let them. I'm telling you. If you texting back and forth with a chick, she, is a waste of time. If you on the phone with a girl for an hour, it's a waste of time. If you just meet a girl in the street and you're standing there talking to her for 10 minutes, waste of time. Because even if you get her number, sometimes what happens is you're like, oh man, I just had a really great conversation with this girl, and she seems really cool, and she gave me her number, or she took my number, or whatever, and the next thing you know, you hit her up and you never hear from her again. You understand what I'm saying? So don't put so much time into these interactions at first. Once a chick becomes a girl, or y'all been fucking around for a little while, yeah, y'all can have conversations and do all that shit, all that other stuff. But when you are first approaching girls and talking to them, do not waste your time. I'm telling you, because there are going to be girls that you're hollering at that are not going to, nothing's going to happen. You understand? And I'm letting you know that, you're going to be wasting your time doing all this extra shit for nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, unless you like to just sit there and talk to girls all day, just talking to them, then fine, knock yourself out. I believe that, as a man, you should have better things to do, you know what I'm saying, than to be talking to some chick all day, or, talking to her on the phone for an hour, or texting her back and forth. Like, text her when you want to see her, and that's that. You understand? You approach a girl to exchange numbers so y'all can get together later, and that's that. You understand? When you go on a date, if y'all hanging out and chilling, then you can have that conversation or whatever. But in the beginning, do not waste all this time, because these chicks are going to run with it. They're going to just like take the attention there, and then by the end of the conversation, you're like, yeah, so let's get together. Oh, I'm good. I can't, I don't really, I kind of have a boyfriend. No. You understand what I'm saying? So, just don't waste your time, man. All right. All right. Now, before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.